Welcome back. An historic tea house is now open in Chattanooga. Every cup that's served there has a purpose. As Lori Mitchell tells us, it's not about making money, but making a difference.
Well, personally, I'm a tea room junkie, and I know there's a whole culture of those that are like me in our city. I was raised in tea rooms and drinking hot tea.
Devin Wallace has loved tea since she was a little girl, but never expected to be in the tea business.
I was sitting here with a friend having tea when it was Polly Claire's, and she knows what we do at the Together Cafe and my heart for women in crisis. And she said, "Devin, don't you see it? This is a place of dignity. What better place to restore dignity to women?"
When the restaurant came up for sale, she bought it and turned it into a tea room with a mission.
When that got in my heart, it was over, because I recognized it was bigger than just me having a tea room. This could even further the goals in my heart to see women in this community be restored.
Devin and her husband, Kevin Wallace, have committed their lives to impacting the city of Chattanooga. They serve as lead pastors of Redemption to the Nations Church and have spent 16 years developing programs to care for human trafficking victims internationally and locally through the Together Cafe. When the Genesis House of Tea opened, they were going through a unique journey.
It was 18 months ago now. I was driving down the road in our city and I received a phone call from a local lawyer's office who knew what I was involved in. And there was a case of a 14-year-old young girl who was pregnant.
Wallace went into the mode of providing services for the teenager when something unexpected happened.
But I was asked a question I've never been asked. She said, "Would you be willing to take my baby?" And I thought for just a moment, and confession, funny story, I didn't even call my husband first. I just said, yes, I will.
That conversation put her on a new path.
In March, we adopted Genesis Amaya Wallace, and that is the namesake of this tea house, because we named her Genesis because it was a new beginning for her and for her mother.
The experience opened Wallace's eyes to a need in the community, and she entered the world of crisis pregnancy for women who've been victims of sexual violence. Several months later, another unexpected blessing. One of the baby's biological relatives was pregnant and needed help too.
Another courageous woman that said, "Well, if you all will take my baby, I'll do the same." So we adopted two precious little ones. That was Isaac Asher Wallace, and he is Genesis' little brother now. They're 10 months apart.
The Wallaces, who have 4 older children, ages 20, 19, 16, and 14, became a family of 8. Devin calls this the greatest journey of her life. When patrons sit in this beautiful space at Genesis House of Tea with fine china, it's an experience with a special purpose.
Here we have everything from lovely brunch sandwiches to the traditional British tea. Our tea is the most quality tea you'll ever find in this area. We actually serve what the Queen of England would have served in her palace, her own personal blend.
It's a place for baby showers, engagement parties, anniversaries, and brunches. And with each purchase, they are helping women in a time of need.
We say every cup of tea restores dignity, identity, and beauty. So you got that T word going right through there, to women who are in crisis. So that was kind of how it started.
An opportunity for a new beginning. With this week's Making a Difference, I'm Lori Mitchell.